Right, so in true Kyle O form, I'm playing yet another test drive game. This time I'm playing the Sega Dreamcast version of Test Drive 6. And no need to cheat and get all the cars because I got them all through career mode. I explained about the career mode when I talked about Test Drive 6 in my other playthroughs of Test Drive games, and I was able to hook my Dreamcast, which is half functioning, up, and it can run this game miraculously. I don't think it'll take Sonic Adventure, though, because the last time I tried, it didn't work out. And I've had this Dreamcast since 2000, so maybe it's showing its age, or maybe my idiocy a couple of years ago are to blame. So, Test Drive 6, I'm basically gonna do the Test Drive 6 playthrough the same way I've done the Test Drive 5 one. I'm gonna play pretty much every track and try to race as many of the cars as possible, or I'll just pick whatever cars I damn please. So we're gonna start off in Paris with the Viper GTS. So one of the key differences between the Dreamcast version of this game and I'm just trying to position my recording device here so they get the best sound. Not that you want to hear me talk. Oh, nice, blue with white stripes. So right off the bat, this is practice mode as opposed to quick race or single race mode in Test Drive 5, where you actually get to look at the car before you pick it, and you actually get to go through a couple of paint jobs before you pick the one that you so desire. This game, no, you just see the name of the car, and you get whatever paint job it decides to give you. And happily, I got the blue with white stripes Dodge Viper GTS. I gush over this car a lot. It's always been a favorite of mine, and this is my favorite paint job for a Dodge Viper. So, yes, it's a linear level course, much like the ones in Test Drive 5 and Test Drive 4. There's cops, there's traffic. Yeah, I have the cops turned on this time because in Test Drive 5, the cops only go after you, whereas in this game, the cops actually go after the other racers as well, so they're on the chopping block too. The other thing that's great is that in Test Drive 5, all a cop had to do was speed in front of you, and that's it. You were just pulled over. It's like it had a magnetic beam coming out of it, and it just automatically pulled you over. It didn't do that to any of the other racers, only you. Whereas in this game, you have to be, like, in some kind of a pickle so that the cop can, like, properly apprehend you like a cop would in real life. And it has sort of the same graphics as Test Drive 5. A still background and it has a still background, and it has kind of toy-like buildings and cars, more so than in Test Drive 5 actually. A lot of the cars in this game have very solid paint jobs as opposed to glossy or pearlescent ones. And for 1999, that made it look kind of retrograde, and I think that's part of why this game got such abysmal reviews back when it came out. But see, 7-year-old me in 1999 didn't give two craps about that. I just enjoyed it because it had all these cars, and it had a kick-ass soundtrack, and it had all these courses. It even brings back courses from Test Drive 5, but only the circuit ones, and none of the linear tracks like Moscow or Edinburgh or any of those. So those are sort of sorely missed. Sorely missed. Alright, let's see. Yep, watch the coppers. Okay, hold on. Come on. Lots of shortcuts, much like actually more so, you get to knock over items and such. Like these barriers here and those tables and chairs. Okay, let's get through here. We're almost at the end here. As you can see, I'm having a lot more fun here than I was with Test Drive 5, because Test Drive 5, of course, is brutal. I just went right through that car. There's a lot of that in this game, actually, and there's a lot of slowdown, too. For some reason, the engine couldn't keep up with the frame rate, I guess, and it's pretty obnoxious It's like it kind of ruins the momentum of the race. But at the same time, it kind of gives me room to think about what my next move is going to be. Like, how I'm going to make that turn, or how I'm going to avoid that oncoming car. Nice! See, we're off to a good start. Not like Test Drive 5, where I would start a part and then and then I would like lose spectacularly. All right, New York. I also explained in the Test Drive 5 videos that I did weeks ago that you can. The cool thing is, when you pick a car, you race with cars that perform similarly to your car, instead of being put up against cars that go like 10 times faster than you. So if you pick a car that goes like 150 miles per hour, you're going to race with cars that go around 140 to 160. So I picked a Subaru Impreza, a Class 2 car, and as such, all my competition is Class 2. Yeah, just look at how it looks. It just basically looks like a toy. And yeah, the way the cars are rendered in this is very, very questionable, even for a Dreamcast game. And the Dreamcast arguably was a far more powerful system than the PlayStation 1. I had both the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast version of this game growing up. I'm playing the copy that I've had since, I shouldn't say 99. I think I got this game in like early 2000, I want to say. I got this and Sonic Adventure on the same day. You see, the situation was this. My Dreamcast was over my father's house, and I went to my father's house every weekend. And thus, I never took the Dreamcast home. I don't think I was even allowed to do that. The Dreamcast stayed there. I had a Dreamcast at home anyways, so I eventually got a Dreamcast for my house. So when I went over to my dad's house, he surprised me. He says, "Oh, I went to EB." Oh, well, back then it wasn't known as just EB. Is EB even still a thing? So, a little history here, just in case EB doesn't exist anymore. Electronics Boutique was what EB Games evolved from. If you remember EB Games, they evolved from that store, Electronics Boutique. They just shortened it to EB Games, because I think for a long while they sold more than just games. They're kind of like GameStop in that respect. I think they went out of business. Either that, or there's just not so many of them around anymore. You see, my local EB was in a mall, so my dad one day just said, "Oh, I got you Test Drive 6." And he also got Sonic Adventure for me that same weekend. So, as you could imagine, all I played was Test Drive 6 and Sonic Adventure on here, along with Speed Devils, Sega GT, Sega Rally Championship, I believe it was called. Also really played the heck out of Pen Pen Triathlon, and Railroad Tycoon. Yes, Railroad Tycoon for Sega Dreamcast. If my Dreamcast can play that, I might do a video of that. It was really weird playing a game like that on a console when I was so used to playing games like that on the PC. I had Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and I had a couple of the SimCity games. I think I had SimCity 2000 and SimCity 3000. Yes, I had 3000. I definitely had 3000. Oh, the Shelby Series 1 is absolutely relentless. And of course, Test Drive 6 introduced a ton of cars and even manufacturers that weren't in Test Drive 5. There were no Subaru cars in Test Drive 5. There were. So this is the only Subaru car in the game, and it's the Impreza. The Impreza was already prominent in the Gran Turismo game, so I suppose that's why it's in this game. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any like when I think of a Subaru Impreza, I think of the one from Gran Turismo that has the Subaru logo on it and everything, the Rally one. New York absolutely does not look like this. Anybody who has seen a single movie in their lives would know that. And you can tell that this game is pre-9/11 because there's the World Trade Center. Easy to miss, because this is the end of the level and you're focusing on reaching the finish line, is the Statue of Liberty, which is just a flat image out in the distance. There it is. It's off to the far right. Kind of hard to make out. especially when you're going so fast. Oh, I came in first place again. Upon gearing up for these videos, okay, so it just reads. Okay. Now we're going to race in Rome. I'm going to pick a car from Class 1. We're going to pick the Caterham 7. For some reason, they took the Super off of it. It's just Caterham 7 now. In Test Drive 5, it's referred to as a Super 7. Super Salad. And, of course, I didn't get the color that I wanted. Yep, the slowdown affecting me there right at the start. And, of course, that's Leave You Far Behind by Lunatic Calm, a.k.a. that song that was in just about every movie trailer ever back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Titan After Earth, Spider-Man, Spy Kids. I believe it was on one of the trailers for Spy Kids. It was very popular back when it came out. It was just that sort of go-to cool song. So one thing I realized, I never really realized this before, even though I played this game for 20 years. I mean, not 20 years straight. I revisited it every now and then. One thing I've noticed is that, unlike Test Drive 5, the AI is kind of intermittently dickish. Whereas in Test Drive 5, it's consistently dickish. It's constantly challenging the heck out of you. Whereas in this game, sometimes it's pretty damn fair, almost too easy, and then sometimes it's absolutely grueling. Yeah, not much to say here about Rome other than the Colosseum there at the beginning and some other well-known buildings. I doubt this is too accurate. And again, we're in first place. I don't have, I haven't manipulated the difficulty or anything. Maybe that, maybe those few hours of practicing before recording have done me well. Though I don't want to speak too soon. So, the cars handle okay for the most part in this game. They're not a bitch to turn like they are in Test Drive 5. And there is no option to toggle 3D collisions on and off, so it just is. But most of the time, when you crash into traffic cars, you're fine. You're not flipping through the air for 10 seconds, allowing all of your competition to fly right by you. Hey, watch out. Just imagine being outside at a cafe like that, and you're enjoying the view. You're just enjoying the beauty of your surroundings, and then all these cars are racing by and just plowing over the tables and everything. Alright, so who am I behind? That looks like a 1990 Ford Mustang. Yeah, it is. It's the 1990 Ford Mustang. In a very, not so appealing brown paint job. Here we go. I like to go this way because you get to ride down stairs. That was my favorite part as a kid. Yep. And you probably noticed throughout this entire video that the wheels, are going through the body of the car every time it bounces. And for some reason, the arrows are pointing that way, and now they're pointing this way. That could be confusing if you're looking at it from a distance. Alright, I want to see if I can come in first place again. Rule of thumb, when I do racing game videos, if I come in the top 3, if I come out in the top 3, I'm okay. I don't need to do the race again to win first place, because that's not my prerogative here. Alright, so there's another split path coming up, and there's a Ford F-150 Lightning. When I was a kid, I was really surprised to see a pickup truck in a test drive game. That wasn't an off-road title. Alright, let's see if I can... Oh, no. Well, we could still rip up the red carpet. Come on. Yeah, sometimes the slowdown... Oh, watch out. Oh, man. Gotta hate those cross-traffic sections. Third place, not bad. Making some good progress in, 15 minutes? Yeah, exactly 15 minutes. So where are we going to race next? Well, I think we're going to go in order, unless we do one of the backwards versions of these levels first. Now, you know what? We're going to do the forward version of Hong Kong. We're going to pick a car from Class 4. This is another thing I've noticed in the recent years. The Class 4 cars, fast as they are, they handle horribly. This is where consistency goes out the window. And somebody actually pointed this out on a YouTube retrospective of Test Drive 6. And for some reason, the Nissan R390 GT1 in this game has a spoiler. I don't think I've ever seen it with a spoiler before. There's Project Vantage in the lead. The AI cars don't look as shit as the ones in Test Drive 5 did. Well, the PS1 version of Test Drive 5. They looked fine in the PC version. But yeah, again, just look at the way these cars are textured. It's just like a flat, somewhat shiny slab of solid yellow. And it looks like the details of these cars, like the grille, the headlights, even the windows, they almost look like they're like pings, like they're ping image files overlaid onto the car models themselves. It's the only level with carts. Oh, come on, man. Sometimes the traffic does that to you, and sometimes you can just plow right through it like it's a glass window. Like, well, sort of like that. You'll see it. You've probably already seen it. We're in 6th place with the Nissan R390 GT1. Clearly this, oh no! Clearly this race isn't going my way. There's the Lotus GT1. First time in a Pitbull test drive game. Watch the cop. Yep. Yeah, sometimes they try to play a game of chicken with you. It's like that scene in the first Mad Max movie where Max challenges the Knight Rider there and plays a game of chicken with him. Yeah, this inconsistent frame rate can definitely be annoying, especially when this game runs seemingly at 60 FPS. Speaking of 60 FPS, because I love animation so much, why is that a thing on Twitter? Like, why are people taking animated films and TV shows that were animated at 24 frames per second, or somewhere around there, and why are they converting them to 60 FPS? Like, why? What's the appeal? I think that's sort of denigrating the work of the animators, and even people who worked on some of those movies have called it out on Twitter. By the way, if you don't know, my Twitter is @KyleOvox. So yeah, we came in 5th place. Not good. You can actually drive past that building. It's just a flat image file of a building. You could drive past it, and actually I'm just going to show you that for shits and giggles. Let's go to Hong Kong reverse. Wait, why am I fixating on what car I'm going to pick? I'm literally just going to show you this for demonstration purposes. And I think the last couple of minutes of this video is going to be me trying to win again, like trying to win in Hong Kong.
3, 2, 1, go!
Check this shit out. And look, it's not even in front of me. It's so weird. Look at these people. And then, of course, like Test Drive 5, you go back a ways, and then there's an invisible wall stopping you. Though, unlike Test Drive 5, there is no fence here to indicate the end of the level. No building, no scenery. It's just, the level just ends, and it goes off into that void with the flat file image. I didn't even do anything, officer! Go away! Now watch this. Yeah. That's messed up. Curious, can I actually catch up to my competition? Well, somebody stopped there. It's Eve 6 playing in the background. This is basically me messing around with Test Drive 6. Kind of a waste of time, but... Whoa, who just passed me? Cop is uber aggressive. Oh wait, that's right, there's a checkpoint timer. Let's see if I can make it. Instead of forfeiting, let's just see if I can make it. If this guy can, so can I. Wow. I actually made it. So that looks like a Venturi Atlantique. Venturi was another car manufacturer that wasn't featured in a test drive game prior. I actually haven't seen a Venturi car in any racing game other than Test Drive 6. I think we're going to run out of time, fellas. Alright. Come on. Either that, we're going to come in last place because I just wanted to fool around and... Oh, look, there's this... Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, man, the traffic is exceptionally horrible tonight. So, one of the things graphically that differentiates the Dreamcast version of Test Drive 6 from the PlayStation version is that the nighttime courses, like, your headlights don't even turn on. In the PlayStation version, your headlights turned on, and it actually felt like you were racing at nighttime. In this game, they just sort of dimly light the level and then put a dark image file in the background in lieu of the daytime one. It always looked weird to me, and when I got the PS1 version of the game a couple of months later for my house, it all made sense. So yeah, I was able to make it through all the checkpoints fine, but I have a feeling, don't give up hope. It's been a running theme, hasn't it? Okay, watch out. I just passed a Nissan Skyline there. The Nissan Skyline looks absolutely horrible in this game. Yet in Test Drive 5, it actually looked fairly accurate to how it looks in real life. So we're actually going to come in third place. Look at this. Wow. And I did that messing around. This game can be pretty generous sometimes, not gonna lie. Alright, so thanks for tuning in. This is Kyle O, signing off.